There's billions to be made there, to be carved out and to be taken. The capitalist European and North American powers have carved out and taken the timber, the bauxite. They have taken out of these countries. These countries are not underdeveloped. They're overexploited. They're overexploited. They're overexploited.
It is 11 hours 5 in Guyana, right across the Eastern Caribbean. It is time for a rebroadcast of the Glenn Nall Show.
Wednesday always is for you on the phone lines. We want to hear from you. Kiana is missing. She is tired and went on a vacation. A vacation with her own money, Joshua. You know, because oil companies pay for vacation for their workers.
Yes.
And pay for everything with our oil money. Guyanese have to go on vacation with their own money. Divina, who's supposed to be here, is attending a last-minute press conference to give you guys the story or stories tomorrow. So I am left to fit in, all alone. I keep on saying, Joshua, so much is happening in this land and so fast that I can barely tell you guys what is going on these Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday programs. So, as the phone calls roll in tonight, I would like to highlight the dangers that lie ahead for this country with Bharat Jagdev in charge. Let me begin by telling you guys a headline we carried yesterday in the Kaieteur News. Here is it. Government playing hot potatoes with eggs on audits. Jagdev says ask Vic, and Vic says ask Jagdev. That's the game Jagdev playing in this country with our future. When he doesn't want to answer, when he doesn't want to take blame, when he wants to shift his dirty business, he always sending you to somebody else so that he can come out smelling like a fresh rose, looking good. When you ask him about the audit reports for the oil projects, he said, ask Vikram Bharat. And when the reporter asked Vikram Bharat, he said, go to the vice president. This is how Jagdev has been operating since he was president, Uncle and Auntie. He always shifts the blame so that the shame fall on them and he come out, like I said, looking like a shining star, Joshua, a king. You guys remember he said how disappointed he was that he couldn't find people to audit Lisa 1 and 2. Still went ahead and approved Lisa 3 and 4. Lisa 3 gone, and he didn't audit that. Lisa 4 coming. It will expire, and he can still say he's disappointed. He couldn't find people to check those bills. He said in a pitiful voice, like a pity poor boy, how disappointed he was with GRA and the Auditor General for not checking those bills. When you listen to him, you would believe he means so good for Guyana and all of us, when in fact, he's the mastermind behind every wrong thing that's going on in this country. The same thing he did with the insurance. After the media kept pressing him over and over about a protection from an oil spill. And when he couldn't take the constant banging on this subject, same thing he did. Shift Yes. Shift it to the head of how about that? Uncle and auntie, that is a complete false statement. The United States of America is a glaring example of the oil spill in which the oil company BP, a British company, has spent over 70 billion cleaning up the shores of the US and still spending. So to tell the Guyanese people full liability coverage is the standard in this world today is total crap. And Jagdeo knows that. The oil companies knows that. Parshram knows that. And everybody knows that. But I know Jagdeo had to tell Parshram what to say to protect Exxon pockets rather than the lives of the Guyanese and the Caribbean people from an oil spill. I will be asking him back that same question again. And all of you should ask him that question whenever he comes around, y'all. I could even tell you his answer or the answer he would give. Asking him that question, he would say, oh, the head of the EPA dealt with that already. How much you bet him, Josh? When I ask him that question. Or if anybody asks him, that's what he would say. The EPA dealt with that already. Just the same way he said, the president dealt with that already, the renegotiation. Exxon don't want to give us full protection because their pockets on the hook, uncle. Exxon don't want ring fencing because it would affect their pockets. Exxon don't want us to cap the interest rate so that they can rob us in the billions of US. Exxon don't want to pay taxes on the oil. And all this is okay with this fancy, fantastic man, this intellectual, I should say, leader we have called Bara Jagdeo. He's about to approve the 5th project without correcting those things. I bet in every Guyanese, Jagdeo will say it's not me approve it, it's Vikram Bharat. Ask him again, uncle, why would he approve it without securing Guyana? The blame game, man. It's the blame game. This man is creating storms and then coming like the savior to calm the storm. That's Bara Jagdeo. You guys remember Clico? You remember Clico, Joshua?
Yes.
Yeah. You know how much money Guyanese lost with that investment? Millions of US dollars. Jagdeo waited months, then hold a meeting at the cultural center and call everybody to tell them, don't worry, you guys will get pay. That day, he became everybody's knight in shining armor. None of them knew he was the man. He was the man who put them in that situation. I remember Christopher Ram was at that forum. And when Christopher Ram get up to speak, Jagdeo used that forum to try to embarrass and belittle that man. Telling the crowd, you see, Christopher Ram don't want me to pay y'all. When all Christopher Ram was trying to do was educate the people. The only way they're getting paid is because some of Jagdeo's friends were the biggest players inside, and them had to get pay force. That's the only way those Guyanese get paid. If them boys didn't have to get pay, uncle, every single Guyanese that had money inside Clico would have lose every single cent. How can I forget these things? My Creator allowed these things, uncle, to stick like the alphabet in my head. Like how I know the alphabet even backward. When GPL, GWI, Gaisuku, Skeldon Sugar Factory, the Enmore Packaging Plant, man, everything that's falling apart, he blames people. I best check, see if the Marriott Hotel still there in Guyana or in Guyana's name. They had advertised it for sale a couple months now, and they're gone silent. It's making money. I saw a friend send me a WhatsApp today. They're selling rooms there for 9,000 US. I was supposed to double check it. Per night. Things that can make money. That's not for the country, uncle. That's for a selected few. More so one man. One man. A man called Bobby. The Berbice Bridge is only a few private people making money there. The Marriott was the same thing. The Wales gas plant coming will be no different. We're only the private people will be making money. Oh, the hydro project. He was going to design it just how the Berbice designed. Just how the Berbice Bridge designed to benefit secret owners only. The new Demerara Harbour Bridge, don't forget, it was going to be designed the same way too, with private players, until the Kaieteur news. Yes, Glenn Lal exposed what they were planning behind me back with the Chinese. Man, if I didn't expose that, was another Berbice Bridge I didn't get in. Designed only to dent the Guyanese people pocket while filling the pockets of a few. Please keep your eyes open on them, especially Bara Jagdeo. He is not an individual to be trusted. The Skeldon plant, he tell the nation just before he came off as president, uncle, even if I have to go and fix it, get it up and running with my own two hands, I will do it. Months after you confront him, he said, I never said that. Just like how he now saying, he never promised for renegotiate the oil contract. And he said he got two tape, Joshua. He got tape to prove that. Weeks before election, to this day, you see, he got tape weeks before election, he said he never promised that. To this day, he can't find a tape to show us. I released another TikTok today about his trust words. You guys want to hear it? Joshua, you can put your hand on that tape.
Yes.
If you got it, yeah, I could hold a moment. Yeah, go ahead and play it. Vice President Jagdeo said, me, just cut tape and fix it to suit myself and what I want to say. When he was in opposition, he said he would renegotiate the contracts. Listen to him yourself.
Take off. They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should should be sad because nothing comes our way. We are going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, 3 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing.
Today, he's in government doing a complete 360 on us with a straight face and two tongues. Listen to him again.
The president pointed out there would be no renegotiation. He explained why of the Stabroek Block. We have effectively, I saw Kaieteur News conveniently again played something that I said. The context was that we were concerned about the renegotiation, the ring fencing and everything else. I've expressed concern from day one about that. But we made it clear in opposition. I can find you a tape in opposition weeks before the election. We were not convenient. Weeks before the elections, I will find you a recording at a press conference when I was asked definitively weeks before the election, and we said no. We didn't change the position.
Any tape cut there? Or he cutting something to suit himself and President Ali? Because President Ali never faced the press to explain to this nation to this day why this Exxon contract cannot be renegotiated, when he too is on record saying before becoming president that Guyana holding the wrong end of the stick and how no Guyanese should ever agree with such a contract. He said he will review and renegotiate the contract. He and the vice president renegotiate 9 out of the 10 contracts. So why not this goose that is laying the golden eggs presently? I'm talking about the Exxon contract for the Stabroek Block, guys. They getting something from Exxon? Or were they promised something? I'm just asking. This is a message from Glenn Lal. Please share it. Barajagde said he got a tape when he was asked specifically. Where is that tape? I would like to hear it. Oh boy. Every Guyanese should be sad. No, Jagdeo. They are not sad today. They are bawling. They are hollering. Yes, with what you're doing. You're making it worse. Every day that goes by approving more and more projects and getting nothing, absolutely nothing out of them. More disaster, more destruction in the making because of that man, Barajagdir. You heard him. Joshua Glenn cut any tape there, man? No. Huh? I never make up anything, uncle. I am factual and very blunt in whatever I say and do. Uncle, what he said there is who he is. Says one thing today and tomorrow he's a completely different human being. Jagdev is a man who would watch you, stare you straight in your face and tell you things, promise you things and deliver the opposite. And when you ask him back, he would tell you, me? I never said that. Glenn Lal make it up. Sri Lanka yesterday, borrowed 3 billion US. Them got $58 billion in debt. The World Bank bailed them out with a $3 billion. And they collect the first set of money today, 330 million US. And that 330 million US gotta go straight to pay for medicine and food and pay for the little gasoline and diesel for run generators and motorcycles in Sri Lanka. That's where Sri Lanka is presently. And many other countries across Asia and Africa today, uncle, they all had corrupt leaders who encouraged corruption through corrupt practices. The same thing going on here, right here in Guyana. We got just over $3 billion debt and can't pay it, but still borrowing in this fastest economy on earth today. You guys see where y'all heading? Tomorrow we are carrying a story. In 2022 alone, Guyana borrowed 324 million US. That is being added to the same 3 billion I talk about. And guess what they're doing with it? Spend it out on inflated contracts. They announced today they're going and grade another airstrip in Region 7. I can't even pronounce the name of the airstrip. They're grading it down that it will cost 400 million. Airstrip, Josh. You know what an airstrip is being fixed for? That is being fixed for the gold people, the foreign gold people, the timber, the manganese, the bauxite, the diamond people. Fetch out our things. I'm going to talk about that. I heard a story just now before I come in the air. Let me confirm it tomorrow. I'll speak on it on Friday. Uncle, I am highlighting all of these things just for you guys to see where your country is heading and the danger these corrupt politicians putting your future in. In Kenya, this morning again, it has taken people, mostly women, 2 days to walk and search for water, and 5 days to fetch the water back to their homes for them to drink. This morning, it was on TRT World. If you Google it, you will see. The women them putting their these 5-gallon heavy plastic container and rolling it to their home. They can't fetch it. That is where that country and many other countries are today. They can't get a little water to drink, brother. We are heading down that same road. And all Jackman silent. I wanted to stop here to take a few calls. But Josh, give me 2 more minutes.
No problem.
Yes, give me 2 minutes. I need to tell them a little more of what happened, what transpired today. Today, uncle, the government sent out 3 statements. Not 1, 3. 2 is attacking the messengers. And the other one is to tell us that the 5th project, the 5th oil project, the 12.7 billion US, yes, Shop Exxon is setting up. They have hired the same UK company, a company called Bayface, The same company that approved Liza 3 and 4, that same company is going to review this 5th project again, uncle. The company name Bayface, Joshua, you hear me? But for me, it's Bareface. Because it's Bareface, Jagdev Bareface. To hire back the same people to review the 5th project in which he's still hiding the reports on Liza 3 and 4. Those reports got to be full of skullduggery and overpriced, make he hiding them. Today, this afternoon, they put out a statement saying that. And they said they approved the project since the 7th of March. Today's what date? 22nd. Today's the 22nd of March. I'm going to touch back on that a little later. But let's deal with this 5th one. He didn't put time frame. He didn't put a time frame for the company to review this 12.7 billion. Liza 3 and 4, he gave the people them 30 and 145 days with a couple days extension to review all that money. Something that does, let me repeat this thing, Joshua, something of this nature to review these type of projects does take a team of people, uncle and auntie, team of experts, trained experts with experience, no less than 2 years to check all these materials. I think I spoke about it on Friday, where you're setting up the shop. The man tell you $1 million for build the shop, that you got to buy stone, cement, sand, and pay workers. Well, this is the 5th project. This is the project plan. You call it the Field Development Plan, FDP. That has tech experts 2 years, no less than 2 years to review, because that 12.7, I believe, is not even 4 billion. But Jagdev will give the people a couple days for review this thing. And they're being paid, you know. It's over 800, it's close to $1 million US just to review that. Yeah. From your oil money, you got to pay for review this. Are you doing good in this country, man? So let's wait and see if they will listen to the people of this country to hold off on this project until we get the rightful share. We rightful taxes, royalties, profits, or protection. I tell you people, only the streets can bring about change or bring about a good future for y'all, you know. So y'all continue sleeping. I will keep updating you people on this new multi-billion-dollar US project, which Jagdev is going to embark on. And not a word has been said. You hear that? If it wasn't for this field development plan, he didn't say a word. He didn't even tell us whether he will cap the interest rate on this 5th project. This one might come with a 50% interest rate on your back instead of the 10 or 12. Joshua, yes, let's move on to the other 2 statements. One is attacking a Jamaican economist who said 2 days ago in the Kaieteur News that Guyana is going nowhere and is likely to end up with the oil curse like the rest of the world. The gentleman talked about tackling corruption in the oil sector and the police and the politicians fighting over the little oil money. That's all the man talk about. Hear how our government respond to the man, Joshua? You have that statement? Can you put that statement? I'm going to put the statement up so those of you who can read it. Them say they got the best track record in the world. That the statement say though. They got the best the best track record, in the world for producing oil and finding it. And how we are recognized. Guyana is recognized as an environmentally friendly country, abiding by all the rules and regulations, and that their policies help to speed up Exxon and the oil companies. Them say, uncle, since taking office, they put in a set of new things to manage the oil sector to international standards, and went on to list some of the things they did and planning to do. All that is in the statement. One is to update the new oil contracts. Not the Exxon contract in the Stabroek Block though. The 14 other new oil blocks. They bring in local content law to ensure that the Guyanese people get security job, made work, and truck drivers and van drivers. They talk in the statement about putting in fines for flaring. Yes, the mess they're throwing in your face for a few pennies. That's the response they give. Them saying the statement, them doing cost recovery audits, uncle. Checking the money. What the oil company taking out before they split profit half and half. Which the entire nation still waiting to see one report for one pencil or a pipe Exxon buy. We still waiting on that. And they're boasting about that in the statement. Them say how them set up the oil account in America to provide greater oversight and management of the oil money that coming and where it will go. You know, when I read this thing, I can only grin and laugh. That's what them said, Joshua. Them set up the oil account in America to provide greater oversight and manage the oil money that coming and where it going. How you like that one, bro? 2022, they take out 607 million US that been in the account. Where is the oversight? Who manage it and where it gone? 2022 finish and nobody knows if they buy a wig, a needle or a pin with a 607 million US. Man, they should have taken that money and pay for the Demerara Harbour Bridge cash. Instead, they go borrow money, 260 million, for go build Demerara Harbour Bridge. And you should ask them, what they do with the 607 million? 2023 is here. Them already telling you 900 million US. Yes. 900 million US more coming out, uncle. Who managing it and where it going? Only Jagdeo and the boys will know. Me and you got to guess. 900 million, you know. They're gonna put two hydro plant to done electricity in this land. Now one, two, in which electricity would have been free. Trust me, every cent will disappear. Those are the things that they said they already did to avoid corruption, uncle, and the oil course. Now here, what they promised in the statement to do. They will finally review and modernize the country's outdated laws. How you like the word, Joshua? This is how these people respond to the Jamaican economist who said Guyana has to deal with the corruption, the massive corruption, and to avoid the oil course. These are the things they said they're putting in place. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. 7 long years we find oil, and you ain't even review the law. The law, uncle. Now talking about modernizing it. All because the Jamaican economists tell Guyana that. That is like you want to go to the toilet, Joshua, only to realize you're not built a toilet yet. Or a man getting ready to go to your own wedding, and he suddenly realizes he got a suit to wear and the ring for the bride. Oh, brother, y'all in too much of trouble in this country. I really gotta laugh when I'm talking. They also say how they're now working on safety and environmental regulations in the oil industry out there, uncle. Now they're working on that, Joshua. Josh, that's like a doctor going to do a surgery and realize he ain't got soap for wash your hands, mask, gloves, or an overcoat to wear to protect himself and the patient. Oh, you guys got to help me to understand the madness that's going on in this land. Now, uncle, give me 1 more minute before I take your phone call. Here the third statement that I put out today. Yeah, man. You got it? Could you please put it up? Put up the statement, let us see it. They need to see it. Josh, you put the thing there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. This one, attacking the messengers and not the message. They're running scared, uncle. Yes. Yes. The news getting under their skin, and the Glenlal TikToks and this radio program is really upsetting them, auntie. The Guyanese people are waking up, and the leaders are running scared. Y'all really waking them up. Thank you. The rum shops, the mini buses, yeah, man. And the gaff at the corn roads is waking them up. They're listening to you people. In that statement, they attacked me personally without calling my name. They attacked the Kaieteur News also without calling the Kaieteur News name. Hear how they're trying to attack me and the newspaper by distracting the nation from the real issues. They said how they have observed that many of the articles churned out by the media entity in question are based on the publisher's narrow understanding of the sector, misrepresentation of the facts, and sensationalism for economic returns on sales.
Wow.
Those are the exact words in their statement. Uncle, they're saying there how Kaieteur News does write stories based on Glenlal limited understanding of the oil sector. And by doing so, I am misleading the people to sell newspapers for make money. But they have never responded to to any one of my radio programs. 2.5 years now. They have never responded to any one of the hundreds of TikToks or any one of the thousands of articles we have reporting on this oil since 2015, Auntie. They're smelling the wrath of the people building up. They think the Guyanese people are still stupid. Yes, for put out them statements or statements like that. They went further to say, listen me carefully, whether or not there is a hidden political agenda, the facts must never be distorted, and the Guyanese should not be fed with a daily diatribe of lies or used as pawns in one's personal quest for stardom and power. Man, you hear them? You hear the language? Those words in the statement, let them read it. I didn't make those words up. I'm reading it word for the nation. And they're saying there, uncle, yes, they're saying there, if I ever want to become president, I must come out and say it. That's what they're actually saying there. Don't fool the people and using them as pawns and telling them how they're getting robbed from the oil companies. That's what I mean there, without calling my name and the newspaper name. It's only Jagdeo could have instruct Vic or maybe Kwame Mackay to send out statement like that. Joshua, they're really getting scared. Yes, we have them where we want them, uncle and auntie. They're running scared with all this information. Me and the newspaper sharing with y'all. They're actually saying that y'all will love me more than Jerry Jagan and Burnham. That's what they're scared about. The statement was Vic sent out. Well, I say Vic because it came from his ministry, but I don't believe he wrote that. He was a headmaster, he wouldn't write things like that. Listen, also said, and I'm reading word for word, that the ministry notes the never-ending reports and analysis from little-known so-called international experts who are merely seeking to gain relevance by being published in the newspaper, and went on to further say how many of these experts never knew of Guyana until a few years ago, or have ever laid their feet on our shores, but are nonetheless given a platform to make decisive pronouncements on our future. You hear those words, Josh? Uncle? Them saying Glenn Lal does give a set of so-called experts who never come to Guyana or know anything about Guyana space to talk on the radio and write in the newspaper. Yes, that's what they're actually saying there. People like Melinda Janki, who just collected an international award in India for her contributions to this world, more so Guyana. They're talking about people like Simone Mangal, Vanda Radzik, Tom Mitro, Anthony Paul, all the experts in the oil sector from the World Bank, the Commonwealth, Chatham House, IMF, and so many other economists and oil and gas experts that the world recognizes. Jagdev is calling these people nincompoops there. that Glenlal giving him radio time to speak and do articles on them when they talk. Oh. Who advising the government, uncle? Y'all got a clue? Not one export them got. Not one. The whole world is talking to the news agencies. Them not got one, not even one. They got a young man, a nincompoop, named some Bhagwadin. And that little cricket, what a jump around the place, who can't even spell his name properly. Cricket, you know. What he like to go sit down with. Them that he exports. Oh, what Guyana has become. Are you sure I could wait till 2025 for another election in this country without getting any changes? I'm just asking. That same statement went on to say, the ministry rejects this intent to undermine its work in building out a regulatory framework that adheres to international best practices and an economic model that will provide benefits for all Guyanese. Oh boy. Oh papa. Wow. 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 A framework that adheres to international best practices and an economic model that will provide benefits for all Guyanese. Wow. Where are benefit coming from? Glenlal, the newspaper, and those experts undermining their work. When we talk about skullduggery going on, uncle, we undermining their work. When everybody talking about capping the interest rates, we undermining their work. Yes. When we talk about ring fencing those projects, when we talk about full protection of Guyana and the region, we undermining their work for asking the oil companies to pay their fair share of taxes. We undermining their work, jag their work and the ministry work, for asking for more royalties and profits. Stop flaring. Check these field development plans properly. Audit the quarterly or yearly expenses properly. Yes. By asking for these things, we undermining their work to build a better framework to provide benefits for all Guyanese. Man, Joshua, this phone should start ringing. I hear it ringing here, though. These people really believe that all of we stupid. We eat salt soup and them eat sweet soup. Or we washing we head with some dirty oil and them wash them head with shampoo. Hear the beautiful words in which they end the statement. Listen carefully. You got it up online there? Yes. Thank you. We further wish to state pellucidly, pellucidly, clearly, nothing can be more clear than pellucidly, that the government of Guyana is clearly aligned in its role to manage the sector and has implemented a number of measures to regulate the sector since taking office. Uncle and Auntie, they then went on to list the same things they listed in the other statement, the first statement I just talked about. The new ILA, new oil contract, the oil account, and so on. I want to let all of you know who listening to this program one thing. I also want who not even listening. Y'all must tell them. Tell them. I love all mankind. No matter the color of your skin, the religion you belong to, which part of the world you come from, what language you speak, whether you're rich or you're poor, Glenla love all you guys. I love my Guyanese people, yes. My Guyanese people, I love them a little more. I can't help myself, Joshua. I can't help myself. You always love your own more. And don't tell me a lie. You know what? Only Jack Day would say otherwise, you know. But I still love him too, as a Guyanese. Nothing else. Nothing else. Before I take your phone call, I want to leave you guys tonight by saying and expressing my deepest condolences to the family of the late Leo Vinci Ramotar, the brother of former President Ramotar, who was cremated yesterday. And don't forget, Leo, I know you're hearing me. Never mind we born you yesterday. You promised to keep a space for me. Because I know our Creator put you in a nice home, one that is better than the one you had on earth. Oh boy, yes, Josh. I didn't want to forget that piece. I'm going to take the phone calls now. I think I talked too much. Tonight's supposed to be for phone calls, and you got me talking too much there, Josh.
All right, 226-7453, 226-7454, 622-2222, and 624-6456.
I had a couple calls been coming in here.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. If you get any there, take it.
No,
Wow,
I don't
it's
have any.
too much.
Hold on.
It's too much. All right, the phone lines is open, so you guys can take advantage of it.
Yeah. 226-7453 and 226-7454.
Hello?
You're live on the air. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, you're live on the air. Oh God, the phone cut off again. Mm-hmm. You have a lift?
Yes.
No.
Hold on, I have. Let me just.
What's happening is the blackouts. Lots of people, you know, whole day, whole night, you got blackout all over this country.
Yeah. I'll return a call to this person here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Good night, sir. You're live on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, good night. Sorry, everybody say funny.
Yes, good night.
Yeah. As they can't always say thank God for technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
These man, like they forget that this time and long time is two different time, right? Anything we need to see, we could see it and know. But these man behaving like, as you just said, like we moron. They could tell me anything what they feel like. And this face bully dictatorship, this man pulling from we, Mr. Glenn, it's not going to end nice. I don't know. Because look back from way back when, right? These people brain draining this nation, people running out of this country, going all over for betterment, and people coming in here and getting betterment, right? And now we get aisle. And it's the same thing keep going on. You watch all them who pass and gone, them old president and who they now still alive. These people wealthy up and the nation poor because they didn't give me nothing from them backside gold, timber, all them things way back from when. They taking these resources to their personal use for their family and themselves, right? And this certain name, this man who running this oil sector supposed to already been in jail, right? And you know that this nation will put you there for jail, the same man. We want to see the man go in jail, you know. The same man got to go in jail.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sir.
Thank you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. I hear you. Plenty people needs to go on trial for the things they're doing to this country. The things they did and they're continuing to do to this land. You know, there's so many things. There's so many things happening in this country so fast. Joshua, it's not easy to put up.
Go ahead, sir. Good evening and welcome to the Glenn Loud Show.
Yeah, good night. I'm trying to get on since a couple nights now, but I ain't getting through.
Yeah,
go right ahead. He's listening.
Yeah, the phone cut off. Joshua, it's too much what's happening, bro.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir. We're listening.
Yes. I just
Raise it.
couple nights well now they're in school and I can't get through to you, but what I want to tell you is that you got nothing that you're mentioning is that this country got 28 minerals.
You're breaking up, man. Tell him.
Island, yeah. And I got the same newspaper that when you show me that the pipeline where the lane so expensive. Why we going to island gas when every war going to windmill and hydro?
Mm-hmm.
Hydro for maintain hydro is one barrel of grease a year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you just maintain the dam.
Yep.
Why we going to island gas? Look how much money we gonna pay the place.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah, my friend.
And we gotta start doing, you gotta start doing the thing with the protests. Call out if people can't come on the road, let me call some colors. White, red and green or something. We wear white on a Monday, red on a Wednesday, green on a Friday, and you're gonna see people gonna think. And if you want a day, call a day and let me go online on by the Square Revolution there, on top where all them stand there. Because they're not gonna give you permission for we protest.
We don't need
to them for the permission.
we don't need permission to protest. No way. Protest is our democratic right. Once it's peaceful. Once we do it peaceful.
They can't afford to come out to work and all that because they're going to freaking lose a job and all kind of stupidness. And they're hungry. And they can't afford for Mr. DP.
All right.
But
Thank you.
if you say like let me wear a green George shot Monday, you'll see how the whole nation will be carried out of there when it's wear different color socks with them disability people and so.
Mm-hmm.
The whole country do it. So you just as a leader just got to call out though.
I hear you.
Main thing is, so if you don't only say, well, you don't got a slogan, let me go and vote for Glenn Loud Party. And don't let the whole the NDT, don't let the own control the NDCs them and so.
All right.
You guys start.
Thank you very much, sir.
Don't waste time. Let me start doing this thing now.
We have to stop
Right.
the oil projects.
I new program and I learning more and more and everybody learning more and more. I don't know right by, but I don't understand exactly where. I don't know when I'm getting $50,000 for pensioners. As a pensioner, I ain't giving them me vote. I ain't born them. And no people. So,
What happened to the phone?
alright, have a blessed night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. What happened to your phone?
No, his phone. His phone is.
Okay.
I have someone to be calling me. Let me just return the call. Remember, you can call us this evening at 226-7453 and 226-7454 622-2222.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. You're live on the air.
night to Mr. and to yourself.
Good night.
I would like to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, make a comment. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yes. What I would like to say to Mr. Lal, he's making some very, very valid and important points that all Guyanese should be listening to.
Uh-huh.
But I believe if Mr. Lal should get a loud hail of one day, let me select one day, Friday, and come out in front of the Kaieteur News and just talk his mind, I can bet you the whole of Safari Street can block. And it's not people coming out to block or to protest, it's people coming out to hear him. Because a lot of people, as you said, block out. The PPP know what to do. They would never allow their supporters to hear him. They're going to block them out. They're going to call programs that they can't be at home at the same time when his program is on. Right? I believe if he come out here, all those stallholders in Peniton Market will shut the stall to come to hear and to understand exactly what is taking place. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe Mr. Lal is doing a good job. And as I said, as a leader, you got to make the sacrifice. I hear somebody was telling you the other day where you're putting yourself up against the powerful, the rich, the mighty. They said you're not afraid of them. But I want to tell you this. You got to protect yourself and make sure that you surround yourself with the right people. These people got their friends and family will come and hug you up and kiss you. And when they're done, they damage you. That's my comment.